Dear students, in the previous class we have seen the definition of couple, then moment, and we have worked out a problem related to the ladder friction. Also, we have seen how the free body diagram of the ladder friction is drawn. In today's class, we will see the definition of moment, and we will clear our concept about moment by solving a problem related to moment for different cases. So, what is moment? In the definition of couple, we have already seen that the moment of a force about a point is calculated by taking the product of force and the perpendicular distance between the point and the line of action of the force. So when we are taking a moment up about a particular point, then that force is multiplied by that particular distance, uh, and that distance is taken from the perpendicular line of action of the force. So suppose there is a point pivot O about which we have to take the moment, separated by the distance d. The force F is there, vertically downward acting. So if this is the line of action of the force and the distance separated is d, then the moment we can write down mathematically, such as moment about point O. It is written in this way: moment and the suffix point is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Moment creates the turning effect of in a body about a reference point. And according to that turning effect, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, we consider the sign convention for that. So for calculation purpose, clockwise moment is considered as negative. It gives the turning effect in the clockwise direction. And for anti-clockwise movement, it is considered as positive. So as I told in the previous class, that visualization is very much important for our subject. So if such a force is there downward acting in the downward direction, then it will create the turning moment in the clockwise direction for that particular member. Similarly, if we change the direction of the force in the upward direction, then definitely it will create the anti-clockwise turning effect. So according to that visualization, we can easily identify and can consider the sign convention for the moment. Let us see a beautiful problem covering the ideas about the moment. So here is we have a lever vertical a lever problem is there. A lever of 24 meter is there, and at its end, one of the end is O, reference point O, and at another end there is a force of 100 Newton is acting, uh, is attached to a shaft O, and we have to determine the moment of this 100 Newton force about point O. So similarly, we have to find out the horizontal force applied at A, which creates the same moment about O. So here, very nicely, four different cases are given that will make our ideas more clearer about the moment, how it is calculated. So let us see one by one. So in our particular problem, we have to calculate the moment of this 100 Newton force about this point O. So in simple language, the turning effect created by this 100 Newton force about this point O we need to calculate. So what is moment? We have seen that force into perpendicular distance, and for that perpendicular distance is taken from the line of action drawn and the pivot point. So in this particular problem, we can see that if this dotted line, blue dotted line, if we extend it, that is the line of action of this 100 Newton force. And if we draw a horizontal line passing through O, it will intersect at a particular point at distance D. And that is the distance small d, it is the perpendicular distance for that particular force. So in this way, we can calculate the moment as force into perpendicular distance d. So in this particular problem, the distance d can be easily calculated as the diagonal, that is length of the lever 24 meter, and the angle given, included angle is 60 degree. So in this way we can easily calculate the moment about point O, and since we can easily visualize that it is creating the turning effect in the clockwise direction, so we can easily give the sign convention as -1, or we can write down in the bracket as clockwise. So since we can easily see that it is creating the clockwise turning effect to this at this particular point O. So our answer is 1200 Newton meter, as the moment is the product of force into distance, and the unit of force in our problem is Newton, and the distance unit is meter. So the product is Newton meter. So we get the first answer, that is the moment of 100 Newton force at point O is 1200 Newton meter. Now coming to the next part of the question, the horizontal force applied at A which creates the same moment about O. That is, we have to find out the magnitude of a horizontal force if we apply like this, that will create the same value of moment 1200 Newton meter. So this value of force F we have to find out. Let us see it. So this is the problem. So in this case, the perpendicular distance is vertically goes like this. There is a simple technique to find out the perpendicular distance, that if you draw a line of action passing through the force for the particular force, and then put a perpendicular to that line, then we get the perpendicular distance from the reference point. So here the line of action, this purple line, it is showing the line of action for this force, and the perpendicular drawn from that passing through the reference point, it is coming as distance d. So that is the distance we have to multiply to get the value of the moment. So if we try to write down this value of d in terms of this diagonal 24 meter and the angle 60 degree, then we get it as a 24 sine 60, and the force multiplied by the distance, that is value of F is unknown, which the only unknown in our equation. We can easily calculate the value of the force, which we get as 57.7, and since it is horizontal moving in the right direction, so it will be, by notation we can show it going towards right direction. So this is the solution of the part B. Now coming to the part C, the smallest force applied at A which creates the same moment about O. Now this is very beautiful part to visualize, that the smallest force applied at which creates the same moment about O. So in this case we have the value of the moment is same, that is 1200 Newton meter, but we have to find out the value of the force which creating the same moment. Now here little consideration or little imagination will give us the clue that the smallest value of force will occur when the value of d is maximum. How? Because as per our definition of, as per our calculation, we have what is moment? Moment is nothing but it is the product of force and the particular perpendicular distance, right? So in this case, if we have to find out the minimum value of force F, then for that, if F needs to be minimum, then our value of D must be maximum one. So how we can get the value of D maximum one? In this case, we can see that the maximum length of this particular lever is 24 meter. So if we replace this value of D by 24 and the value of MO, that is moment about point O, is already the same value, that is 1200. Then we can find out the unknown value of D, right? So that is how, if we do the calculations and we make calculations for D, then we get the value of D as, you can do the calculations yourself and you can find out the value. We get the value of F as uh, uh, 50 Newton. Again, I am repeating this thing, that the smallest value of force will occur when this D is maximum, and in this case the value of D maximum, that is the highest value of the link, or sorry, lever, that is 24 meter. So if we replace the values, only unknown will be F, and we can get the value of that particular smallest value of force. Now coming towards the last part, we have here how far from the shaft a 240 Newton vertical force must act to create the same moment about O. Now here the location of this particular force we have to decide, which will create the moment of the same value, that is 1200 Newton meter. So here, if we replace those values, that 1200 Newton meter is equal to value of force, then we will get this perpendicular distance D. This is the perpendicular distance. Now we are clear that the force will act in the downward direction anywhere on this particular length. This is the line of action. Sorry, this is the location line of the particular force. So if we try to locate it arbitrarily at a point and put a vertical perpendicular passing through this horizontal line, then this value D, it will be the product to get the moment. So if we do the calculation for D, then we get the value of D as 5 meter. But we have to locate the particular point on this lever, on this OA point, OA line. So if we do the calculation by applying simple trigonometry, this D is equal to nothing but it is the value of OB cos theta. In this way, OB is the unknown and cos theta is given 60 degree. So we can easily do the calculations for OB, and that value we get it as 10 meter. So 10 meter is the location of the point B, where if we apply the force of 240 Newton, we will get the same value of 1200 Newton. You can go and cross check easily because we have calculated from the same origin. Now coming to the last topic of our module 1, that is friction. Friction already you have studied in our school, and friction, it is very essential, but still it is having both the things, positive and negative sides in our day-to-day life. So friction, if we are able to write with the help of pencil or pen due to friction only. We are able to walk, we are able to do the calculation for statics and dynamic condition, because friction is there. But sometimes it gives the negative effect, that our wear and tear is there, that shoes and all these get wear by usage of time. So we are going to see the effect of this friction on the uh, mechanical part, that is the screw jack. So here a block, a simple example is given. A block is just when it is stationary. We have seen the free body diagram definition. At that time I had told you the to imagine a condition where a book is kept on the table. Same condition you can imagine here, that a book of particular weight, it is kept on a table. So it will remain stationary until we are moving it, and it will apply its force, its own weight on the table, and table will offer equal and opposite reaction to that, that is N. Sometimes it is normal reaction, it is written as R suffix N. And if we try to push that book by using a finger by applying a little load. Then we may experience that the book will not move until a particular force we apply by a finger. As we go on increasing at a particular point, the book will start moving towards the left direction. Suppose we provide the direction in this left side. Yeah. Then what will happen? The irregularities, no surface is smooth, as we know that if we see it below the microscope, then we will find that there are lots of irregularities on the surface. The surface is not perfectly horizontal. So those irregularity will form the interlocking, and that interlocking will oppose that particular motion. Obviously, since it is opposing, it will be in the opposite direction. So this is how we idealize or we visualize the friction. So when the block is stationary, no force is there, but when it is moved by a tangential force, then the interlocking property due to the irregularity of the surface opposes this motion, and this opposing force which act in the opposite direction of the block, it is called as the force of friction or simply friction. So this frictional force is represented as F is equal to mu n. What is mu here? All of you are aware. Mu is coefficient of friction and n is the normal reaction offered by that particular weight, supporting that weight. So friction, it has two types. Static friction, it is also called as Coulomb friction. As the name indicates, it is the friction experienced by a body when it is at rest. We have seen that a book kept on the table. It is an example of static friction. Then second type is dynamic friction or kinetic friction. So as the name indicates again, it is the friction experienced by a body when it is in motion. Again, it has two types, that's sliding friction and rolling friction. So as the name indicates, sliding friction means one body is sliding over the another body, and in case of rolling friction, one body is rolling over the another one. So here sliding action is there, and in the second case rolling action is there. So according to that, the friction is categorized. Now coming to the uh, different types of friction, we have limiting friction. What is that? When a body is gently pushed, it doesn't move because of the frictional force, and that prevents the motion. When the applied force is less than the limiting friction, then the body is under static friction. When it crosses the limiting friction, then body starts moving. We have seen the example of book that if we try to push a book with a little force, it will not move. If we keep on increasing at a particular point, it will start moving towards the left direction. Now, at what point it will start moving? When this value, it will cross that limiting friction. So if we try to draw the graph for that, so this is the force we are increasing till the book is stationary, right? And this is a particular point where it reaches its limiting friction. At that point, it is also a threshold point, maximum point. At this point, the book will start or the block will start moving, and once it starts moving, you can feel it, you can experience it yourself that we need the lesser force to slide the book, right? Whereas to push the book in the beginning, we need a bit bigger force or a larger force. And when we it once it starts moving by overcoming its roughness, then the lesser force will be required. So that is how this value of the kinetic friction, it is always less than that of the static friction. And this horizontal line passing through this peak point or threshold point, it is called as the limiting friction, whereas applied force on the x coordinate and the friction on the y coordinate. Now, coming to the application of this friction in our engineering, it is having a very beautiful application, and one of the widest application is about the simple screw jack. Have you heard the name simple screw jack? Screw jack often we have used also in the car if a tire is punctured and if we need to replace it, then before before taking out the step in and replacing the tire, we apply the screw jack, right, to lift the car. So this is the diagram of screw jack. You must have seen it, that by applying the lever that rotating this handle in this direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise, we can lower or we can lift this screw, right? This is a screw with the square threads, and that is how we can lift it above or below as per our requirement. Now you must be wondering that what is the connection of this with the friction. So if you observe this small triangular portion, this inclined portion, and if you try to enlarge it, you will see that it becomes the inclined portion about which it is rotating inside this screw head, and this inclined part, it is oftenly uh, overcoming the friction to lift or to lower this particular screw, and that is how the friction it becomes important for studying this lead screw. So coming to the details of the screw jack, as all of you must have seen practically, let us see what are the details about screw jack. A screw jack, also known as a jack screw, a worm screw jack, a machine screw jack, or a lead screw jack. These are the different names given to this simple and beautiful device. It is a device used to convert the rotational motion into the linear motion. So we have seen that by rotating this handle, we can lift or lower this screw. And whatever the load we are applying onto that, we can lower it or we can lift it. It utilizes the property of a screw thread, providing a mechanical advantage. You must have studied this part, mechanical advantage, in your class 11 12. That how the mechanical advantage eta is calculated. That is, it can be used to lift a large force. You must have played the game of the seesaw in the park, and you must have enjoyed lifting and coming down with your friends. So irrespective of the different weights, you used to enjoy that. How it is done? By balancing that with the distance, right? You push the ground with your legs and you lift it one upside. Similarly, your friends do the same action in the other side, and you get downward direction. You are lowered at a moment, another moment you are lifted. So in this way, this screw jack also used in the same way. I just gave you the example so that you can easily visualize it. You can imagine it. So screw jack is used in applications where the linear motion is required. The jack screw is operated by a turning a lead screw. So this particular square thread screw, it is called as the lead screw. You must have seen the lead screw in your workshop also while working on the lathe machine, half nut mechanism of the lathe machine. It is a device which is used to lift heavy loads like foundation of a house and large vehicles. It works on the principle of inclined plane. So this is what I was telling you, that if you enlarge this particular part and if you try to draw, then here we get a small triangle, right? That this triangular portion often we get that is counteracted with the force system, that is the frictional force system, and in that way we can visualize the effect of different forces acting on this particular lead screw. So this is how different types are given: screw jack and the differential screw jack. So here, this is the simple screw jack all of you must have seen in your car vehicle. So beside the simple screw jack, there is another category of the screw jack. You can see here. Here it is a larger square thread screw jack, in which there are internal threads are created, and those internal inside that by inside those internal threads, this particular square thread is fixed. So if you try to draw like this hidden line for this, so you can see that this upper lead screw is fixed in the internal threads of this outer screw, and that is called as the differential screw jack. It works in a very beautiful way that once we are lowering the upper part, the difference between two gives the distance travel between that, and that's why the name is the differential screw jack, that one is moving in the upward direction, the other one moves in the downward direction. So the it consists of two screws. Here the enlarged diagram I have taken from book. So differential screw jack, as we have seen that one screw B is there inside the screw A. So it consists of two screws A and B. Screw A is provided with external threads and internal thread to give the differential movement. The screw A is mounted on nut C. This is nut C, which makes body of the screw jack. The lever arrangement is connected to the screw A, through which the screw B can move. So this screw B, it is fixed in the internal threads of this A, and that is how it can move inside and upward. As screw A moves downward, the screw B moves upward direction with the distance difference between the two pitches. So that is how we get the distance, that when this one is moving in the downward direction, uh, this screw A is moving in the downward direction, this screw B moves in the upward direction, and that is what it adds the distance. So in this way, it is more sophisticated version of the simple screw jack. You can say that it is providing wider range of the work, more flexibility in the work with the minimum application of force, applied force. So these are the details that, again, for the screw jack, mechanical engineering students can will have to study further detail about this in the subject of machine design and drawing. These are the details. Just for your reference, I have given that this collar we often attach to the lower part of the car, which is to be lifted, and it is lifted by using this, by rotating the lever in the clockwise or in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is about the enlarged portion of that particular screw. You can see that, as I told, that if we try to enlarge the triangular portion of the screw, we get the complete turn of the screw thread, and that is imagined to be unwound. So like this shape we get, and from the body of the screw, and if it is development part, you must have studied in engineering drawing that how the part is developed. It will form an inclined plane as shown in the figure. So in this figure, this inclined plane is shown, and this distance is equal to the circumference of that particular screw, that is equal to pi d, and all the details about the frictional forces, that is downward side, the weight of the force acting, then when it is the frictional force, when it is moving in the downward direction, it is offering the force in the opposite direction. Similarly, for the component of weight, it is offering the normal reaction since it is the inclined plane. So these are the different forces acting on the acting on the screw. Whereas simple terminology of the screw, you must be aware that P is equal to the pitch of the screw, D is the mean diameter of the screw, and alpha is the helix angle of the screw. So this is about the friction acting on the screw. In the next class, we will try to see the uh, problems related to the friction and how it is acting. Till then, take care. Goodbye.